Some of you will be wondering why the West and Europe would always want touts or want crooks or unlearned drug pushers to be at the helms of affairs of a nation like Nigeria. It is for their own personal, selfish, and wicked reason, and I will explain to you. Anybody who is educated and is of a high level of conscience, if such a person is allowed to become the president of that nation, some of these European countries and the West, they will suffer for it. Let me take crude oil that we mentioned on our live video as example, as case study. For the current politicians that we have, being good for nothing entities as they are, okay, how many of them even know the meaning of fractional distillation of a crude oil? This same crude oil that these bastards want to, they make the only source that they declare, the only resource that they declare to Nigerians as our natural resources. When we have a number that they are seated upon, through which they are collecting blood money from the West and from European countries. Why do you think that? Some of you who have been to the North before, how many of you will be wondering, some of you will be wondering, what exactly is in the North that they are killing people? They know. I mentioned Californium, has reported by Al Mustafa, who was the chief security officer to Abacha, that has at how many years ago, Californium on world scale, world market, was 1.something million. Because it's one of the elements required to make a nuclear weapon. This is what your politicians are seated upon, collecting evil money on it. Why do you think that when common banks want to lend money to people or organizations, they must ask for collateral? And so many of you are not asking, why is the International Monetary Fund, why is World Bank lending money to these crooks in government in Nigeria? Why? Is it that they are doing it out of goodwill, or they have collateral that they are depending on, that if these people cannot pay back, this is what they depend on? All of you, God will judge you with your family members, nationally and internationally. God will judge you for wanting to turn Nigeria to a place like Congo, to a place like other African countries that you have ruined. God will judge all of you. You will never have peace of mind. Now, when we talk about crude oil, this same crude oil, let's assume that it is even the only resource that we have. When you carry out fractional distillation process on crude oil, it will give you methane, which is the CH4, which is the cooking gas. That's the first thing that comes out. How many Nigerian politicians have declared that as part of our product? Look at how evil all of you are in Nigeria, you politicians. The reason why it will never be well with you and your children, even generations unborn, this is the reason. You make sure that our refineries, national refineries, can never function, right? But individuals like Dangote, in Dangote company, through which all of you are buying shares and still making extra money, such that even the banks will take our money, they will give it, they lend it to Dangote at a affordable interest rate. But when individuals are approaching the same bank, you people, you banking sectors, you will kill individuals and other companies. You will kill them with interest rates. This is the reason why all of you too will not die well. Now, Dangote could boast of functional refinery, but a whole Nigeria that you bastards are seated upon cannot boast of one refinery that is functional. It is intentional plan. You now sell crude oil to these good for nothing wicked people that you are selling it to. Then they send back, they now sell back petrol, only petrol to you at high rates, diesel at high rate, kerosene at high rate, to make Nigeria unbearable to citizens. How can you die well? How do you people sleep at night? Now, someone like Tinubu, in addition to the other, to different levels of wickedness as perpetrated by past leaders, Tinubu's own is now even worse. His own is not even coming with high level of bloodshed. Why do you think Tinubu cannot openly declare war against terrorism? Because if he does, Shettima and co, who are putting fire behind it, they will expose him. It takes somebody who doesn't know about how these terrorists came to be to declare war on them. Tinubu does not have that moral justification. Tinubu doesn't have it. Tinubu, he dares not. And that is why you should know that we are done for in Nigeria if they have not already sold Nigeria off to people that will soon come and take over after assessment. And don't forget the way they are going to be treating us. They will look at men that can socket very well. They begin to use you to procreate, so that the children that will be coming to be, they must be able to walk like jackals, just like they treated our forefathers. And you pastors, you are fast, you Isheshe people, all of you are there doing rubbish shamelessly. You good for nothing entities. Asking people to pray. Pray for what? What exactly are we wanting God to do for us again? After all these resources that we have in Nigeria. We're not going to be talking about gold in Elisha. Why are the Chinese people allowed in our forest? Why? How many governors are reaping from that evil business? All of you will never know peace. The same way Akala, the same way Ajimobi died mysteriously, is the same way all of you will be dying, one after the other, with your family members. You good for nothing morons. Little wonder they say that a house that is at peace is because the bastard in that house is yet to grow up. All of you have grown. You have grown teeth, and God will remove that teeth from your mouth. All of you will become toothless dogs. He will turn you to Talo Wole. That God will turn you to Talo Wole, all of you. You good for nothing morons. That APC will have the shamelessness to be campaigning using G-Wagon to the same people that cannot feed 1 square meal a day. God will judge all of you. You good for nothing morons. So how many products can we get from crude oil that Nigeria doesn't declare? Nigeria government, both past and present, do not declare to people that this is part of your resources. How many of you are in government? How many police? How many Nigerian army officers? How many naval officers? How many Air Force members? Compared to population of the Nigeria, you are there today because Nigerians too lack conscience. That's the reason why all of you are there today. But the day we say enough is enough, both home and abroad, I won't say much more than that. And this is the reason why these bastards will never allow a well-educated person to be there. Unfortunately, look at the ones that are educated. How many professors do we have in Nigeria? When you see the likes of Wole Soyinka that we think we can respect, will come out during the days of Jonathan, but now he has been silent. How many sons, how many professors do we have? Because of personal selfishness, because of self-centeredness, all of you have become irritably muzzled by a common good for nothing entity whose certifications, primary school certifications, cannot be certified. With all your certifications. All of you should be ashamed of yourselves. Nonsense.